For a faceless channel, I sure do an awful lot of makeup reviews. Greetings, luxe lovers! Welcome or welcome back. Here we believe in intentional luxury and we're not afraid to invest in pieces that will work for us. So if that resonates with you, then please consider subscribing and stay a while. So Hermès just launched a new line of lipsticks, and try as I might, I just couldn't resist them. So I picked up two shades that I can't wait to try on, share what I got and how it looks, and also how it compares to my other Hermès lipstick collection, and I'll share my final thought. First, I wanted to do a kind shout out to the clothing brand S Dear, and they kindly sent over this hoodie sweatshirt that I actually really love. And as you can see, it's black, but it has this very pretty floral detail like embroidered on top, and so I just think it is so pretty. Also, I really like that the sleeves are nice and wide and they're not like tight on the wrist, and the band on the waist is also very thick and loose. This isn't sponsored, it's not affiliated. They just gave me some discount codes for you, so I'll put them in the description box. But I've been really enjoying these pieces and I have more to share in the future. So let's begin. And so here are my two pieces. I am only wearing my Hermès lip balm this morning so that we can really get a true sense of these colors. And honestly, I didn't even go in store to try these on. These were just dispatched from my local boutique. And so we're just gonna see what these look like together. The first one I got is in the color Beige Midi, and this is Rose Épicée. First, we'll start with Beige Midi, or Midi. Here's the beautiful orange box that we know and love. Oh, this is my first Hermès lipstick that has a different color canvas pouch. And what I really liked about these lipsticks is that here you can see it is a beautiful, thinner tube than normal. So here we have the Hermès logo on the top. Very nice magnet. And this is what Beige Midi looks like. Very interesting. And on the website it says that the new Silky Lipstick Shine lipstick leaves a veil of shimmering color on the lips. It says it has buildable coverage that can go from sheer to a bolder result. So let's just give it a try. So first I'll start with like one swipe. It's a little more pink than I thought. For something called Beige Midi, I guess I thought it would be a little more brown, but when I look at it, I guess it does look a little more pink. It does feel nice, and I intentionally went for the colors that don't have any shimmer in it because I really, really don't like shimmer in lipstick. And I hate to say it because Hermès is like my favorite brand, but the Hermès shimmer in some other ones I have, I just really don't like because I can feel it. But this is nice. It almost feels like a very light gloss, but it's extremely moisturizing. So what I'll do is I'll put a little more on and see if I can build it up and see what that looks like. I feel like I was able to build it up, but it almost looks a little orangey. And I'm not mad at it. Like, I probably wouldn't have normally purchased an orange lipstick, but I actually feel like this is a nice springy shade for my lips. But yeah, I could definitely see how with like 3 coats, it's almost like a little bit of a pink salmon-y shade on me. I feel like the word beige in the title is a little misleading, at least that's how it comes across on my lips. Just so you know, I always really like to prime my lips with the MAC Prep and Primer. I always do that if I know I'm gonna take things on and off. All right, so let's unbox this next one, and this is Rose Épicée, which I think translates to rose spice. And honestly, I just really wanted one, but I felt too guilty about having my SA send me only one lipstick in the mail, so I bought 2. So this looks like it is the same color as my other one. Again, these aren't the limited edition ones. These are the, I guess, permanent color line. Same type of beautiful tube, and I really just love this thinner, sleeker tube. And so here we are, Beige Épicée. Oh, and that's really nice. This one is actually really nicely different than the other one, so I feel like I made 2 good choices. So that's with one swipe. I feel like this one is less slick than the first one, which is interesting. So I don't know if it's the formulation. It just feels less slick is the best way that I can describe it. It's a little tacky, so maybe it's just the difference in colors. However, I feel like it looks more like my natural lip color. So if I were to pick from both of them, I kind of like the color of this one better, but I like the feel of the other one. So let's build this one up. So yeah, I like this one a lot, but again, it just feels a little more tacky. So I think that is a really nice color for me. And what's funny is it actually matches my nail polish, and I'm wearing the Hermès Rose Temise, but I can now see it is definitely buildable with this color. So it's nice that you have some options between like 3 applications versus just the one. I did bring some other options just to show, and what I'll do is I'll take off my watch because I will do just a few swatches. I've seen some other folks compare these to the other lipstick formula from Hermès, the Brilliant formulation or Brilliant. And so I have this one. This is in the color Beige Crusette, and I love this. I actually feel like this might have been limited edition, but you can see the difference in the tube size. This is just shorter and squatter. I will do a swatch of this new one. And actually you can see it kind of coming apart, so maybe that just goes to show how soft this formula is. Oh man. But yeah, you can see it like will come apart. So it's definitely a softer formula. So there is Rose Épicée, and then comparing this to the other lipstick. Clearly the colors are different, but the finish is very similar. I would say that 3 applications of the Silky lipstick shine feels like maybe 1 or 2 applications of the Brilliant style, if that helps. So I don't think it is the same, and clearly the Silky lipstick shine was a lot softer because it didn't like that swatch so much. This is another one of the Brilliant lipsticks in like the poppy color, and here you can see that there is definitely some shimmer in this one, and I do not like this one. I'll swatch it, and that definitely is more orange. So you might be able to see the glitters. I just personally feel the glitters when I wear this, so I actually don't wear this a whole lot. But if I had to share the color that I have been reaching for the most in my Hermès lipstick collection in general, it's this one. And this was a recent launch, I think last fall maybe, and it's the color Rouge Napa. In fact, I looked on the website. I don't think it's even on the website anymore, but this is by far my favorite lipstick color, and the one that I've been wearing a lot in my recent videos. As you can see, it looks very brown. I'll remove this and put this one on. It's matte, but it's like a very light matte considering how dark it looks in the bullet. It doesn't look that dark on the lips, and this one just looks like a healthy version of my lips. And then also in my package came this, and it is more samples from the Hermès lipstick line. I might actually try on some for you guys to see. Included in here is the Rose Épicée from the satin line. So I think this will be interesting to compare to the Rose Épicée that I have in the Silky lipstick shine version. And what's nice is that they do have a bit of like a follow through in terms of having the same colors in a lot of different type of finishes. For example, I do own Rose Boisé in the matte line, and they also had Rose Boisé in the Silky lipstick shine formula, but I just wanted to deviate away from that rosewood look, and I'm glad I really tried out Rose Épicée, but I will try it in the satin line to see what it looks like, maybe with a little more coverage. And I think of these, I will also try Rouge Ache in the satin line too. I'm not a huge like dark lip fan, but I might as well try it if I'm gonna have all this out. And let's try Rose Épicée first. All right, this is almost impossible.
1 eternity later.
Okay, Rose Épicée. So I think on the website, it did say that Rose Épicée was more of like, maybe it said terracotta? I'll look it up, and I'll put it here. But I can definitely tell that the satin format is a lot more thick than I probably would have liked, so I am glad that I got the Silky lipstick shine version. But that's what it looks like here. And what I'll try to do is put in some of the footage of the Silky lipstick shine version next to it. And what I'll also do is do a swatch of the Rose Épicé satin version next to the Rose Épicé Silky Shine. So look at that. A lot more pigmented when it is in the satin lipstick finish. And then while we're here, I'm also going to put on the Rouge Ash so we can see what that deep color looks like on my skin tone. So hopefully you can see how this looks on me. It is like a deep red, and I love the fact that it is the same color as Rouge Ash, the leather. But this one is probably a little too deep for my liking, but now you know what it looks like on my skin tone. So thank you to those who stayed with me to the end. Let us know in the comments if you're going to be picking up one of these lipstick. I welcome you to follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see more of how I wear these items in my day-to-day and other luxury moments. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to go down the rabbit hole that is my luxury beauty playlist, and I'll put that link here. Please like it if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.